Hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm the Digital Optimist. Welcome to my channel. This channel is about adventure, photography, SEO, building a lifestyle business, traveling around the world, and making friends along the way. This channel is really about how awkward I am when trying to record videos despite an overwhelming desire to record and publish videos. Hi, I'm Suzanne, the Digital Optimist. This video is about why I bought a house on the opposite side of the country, took my business and drove 6,000 kilometers away to set up life in Nova Scotia. I wanted to share a little bit about my journey because maybe you're thinking about doing something similar. Maybe you're wondering how I did it. It took a lot of time for me to get my life aligned so that I could do it. And I would love to share the details about how I did that with you now. The idea to move across the country came a few years ago. It really stemmed from wanting to buy land. So I spent the last 25 years in Vancouver where everything's really expensive. It's such a beautiful place to live. I can't say enough wonderful things about it. But if you dream of owning property, then on a single income, I just wasn't able to do it. It's very rare for people to buy actual land anywhere near Vancouver and even BC. So I started looking for land around BC. Originally, I had actually had a friend who wanted to buy land with me, and she was going to run the agricultural animal section, the division of agriculture, and I was going to be the business and marketing side of things. But then that plan fell apart because she ended up falling in love and moving in with her partner across the country. So that was out. I decided that I still wanted to pursue this dream even on my own. I'd already been looking in Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful province. I actually have roots here, even though I have never lived here and I wasn't born here. So I don't know if that's why I picked Nova Scotia. That might be a separate video as I go down tangents and kind of try to imagine why here. What I can say at this time is that it felt like the right place. This property, we are sitting on my property that I bought right now. I'm in the backyard and it feels like the right place to be. And it was a bit of a gut decision. But to go back to why I made the decision, it was because there are things that I want to build. I am a creator. I consider myself to be a bit of a visionary, and I believe that I can build things, and I've always wanted to build them with other people, but those, like the partner never arrived. Or the partner hasn't arrived yet, and I just decided I didn't want to keep waiting anymore. So I started trying to make it happen on my own. But the only way I could do that was to buy a piece of land on the other side of the country where it is more affordable. So I had my searches open and I did what any real estate shopper does, and I just kept an eye on the market. I did make a couple of trips to Nova Scotia and I drove around looking at different parts of the province, and I identified which area I liked and which areas I did not like. So that at least narrowed it down a little bit. A major thing that I had to do to make this happen was to create an online business. So this is actually something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. I've always wanted to be, maybe not necessarily nomadic, but I've wanted to have a job that I've been able to work remotely so that I can travel and still earn money. Additionally, the banks were definitely not keen on loaning me money to buy a property that is on the opposite end of the country as to where I built my business. So I had a successful photography business for 14 years and, you know, making good money, had clients, busy, but that was very location based. So if I traveled, I wasn't making any money. The bank, again, really wasn't going to lend me any money to buy something in Nova Scotia when I lived in Vancouver. Even when I wanted to buy property in Nelson, still in BC, the bank was like, how are you going to make money? So I realized a few years ago that I was going to have to shift things. So just under 2 years ago, I launched my SEO business agency, Digital Optimist, so that I could work for people remotely and I didn't have to be in one place. I still like to meet people in person and I can still do that from time to time. But for the most part, this line of work doesn't need you to be in an office. It doesn't need you to be in any particular place. You can work any hours you want. which is very convenient if you're in another time zone to where your client is. Other challenges that aren't work-related are, how are you going to get your stuff across the country? Do you move your stuff across the country? Should I move my stuff? Like, what should I sell? What should I buy? What should I move? So there were a whole string of logistics around that. What about my car? Am I going to sell my car and buy another car? Am I going to ship my car? What do you do? So I had to solve all of those problems. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about the nitty-gritty details of how I actually did it and the timeline and all of that stuff, because there's a lot of details, far more than I can cover in this video here. How has it affected my business? On one hand, I sort of have I have one foot in the photography business over in Vancouver, and I'm gesturing over here because the way I'm looking at you, this is west and Vancouver's over here, and east is over here and Nova Scotia's here. So my one foot is still in Vancouver. I would say now it's only a bit of a toe. I have a toe left in my photography business in Vancouver. I rebuilt my website and rebranded it, and I've launched a Nova Scotia photography business, but I haven't done any work here yet. I am relying 75% on income now generated from the SEO business, and it has affected my business. Actually, in one way, it's really good, because when I wake up and I turn on the computer at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., 6 o'clock in the morning in Vancouver time, so I can get a bunch of stuff done due to the time zone difference. It looks like I was up early and really productive, which is great. It does sort of burn me a little bit on the other end if I've got people needing answers to things during office hours in Vancouver and it's, 9 p.m. in Nova Scotia. So there's a little bit of a time zone issue. I've finally resolved how to have meetings online and put them in my calendar at the right time. So that was a bit of a challenge, but I overcame it. Happy to say. I'm pleased that I've been able to create an online agency, and now I'm at the point where I need assistance. So I've actually hired 2 people to work with me doing SEO and coding so that I don't have to do it all myself. One of my strengths is meeting people and establishing how I feel like I can help their business online. Mostly people who have an older website, they haven't updated it for a while. And in the past, I would just have been providing photos for that business or person. Now I'm able to offer them an actual overhaul on their website. And so I've been doing that. So now I feel like I'm improving my own user experience for myself on the internet, because most of the people I work with are entrepreneurs that I would want to be working with anyway. And so it brings me great joy that I've improved their online presence. I'm going to say one more thing about how it's affected my business, because financially, I'm not making as much money as I was doing photography in Vancouver. But what's happening is I've been able to create a system where I have retainer clients, which is more stable. So while my photography income was high, it was still unstable. Like, it was unpredictable. And with how I'm structuring my SEO business, I'm seeking and now finding regular clients who need monthly SEO and website support, which I love doing because it does need that. This is not an SEO video, but that's another way that it's impacted my business. I get to offer people more support and help their businesses even more. So this has been a little bit of a business focus, but if you're curious about my actual life, yeah, I left my community. I left 25 years worth of people that I knew in communities and activities and all of that. And I've basically moved to rural Nova Scotia. So I have to rebuild everything, but I want to. I feel like I'm ready in my life right now to build this life. I'm super excited about the land that I have here. In another video, I will give you a tour of the property and show you the potential. I'll show you what I want to do. It's beautiful even just sitting here. It's fall of 2025 as I record this. and the leaves are turning. Can you see them? I don't know, but I'm sure you've seen them falling down during the video, unless they were edited out. They could have been. It's been a major life change, but it's also one that I've been preparing for and that I've sought out. It's still early days to really say what the outcome will be. I've really only been here for about 6 weeks. I bought the house a few months ago, but I've been here only in stages. So the outcome will be determined. We will see what the outcome is. So stay tuned if you'd like to follow along on the journey and explore Queens County, Nova Scotia. Maybe you've been here. If you have, let me know. Let me know some tips if you have any. I would just love to hear from you. If you have made a life change, are you thinking about making a huge life change? Do you have questions about how to do it? For context, I'm a single woman in my 40s. So I did not have children. I did not have a partner to consider, and I have literally done this all myself. So it's been a lot of work, but also super rewarding. And I looked around for role models, and there aren't many. They're hard to find. I find that most people my age have partners and families, and those just come with a whole different set of challenges and experiences. And so I'm here on the internet to connect with people like me. Maybe you're single, maybe you are self-employed, maybe you want to move across the country, maybe you just want to jump off some proverbial cliff of your own and want some support and solidarity. I got you. I'm here. Let's do this together. So that's my story up until now. My laptop is here in case you didn't know. I'm going to be sharing more about this adventure in the coming weeks and months and potentially years. Join me if you're curious about living an adventurous lifestyle, if you're a lifestyle entrepreneur, if you are a lifestyle entrepreneur, if you want to be one, or if you're just curious about lifestyle freedom as a solo entrepreneur. Thanks for watching. Stay optimistic, and I will see you in the next video. It goes okay? Right? Let's do a handstand. I'm also trying to learn handstands.